Yo, what is going on YouTube? I am Germ here. Today, as you guys can see up on the screen, obviously, we are going to be talking about Team Liquid. We actually have a pretty interesting story surrounding this team, and there's been a lot to talk about this team recently. I mean, they had a pretty crazy offseason that I and a lot of other people were really excited about. Obviously, picking up Alfari, picking up Santorin. It seemed like the best team in North America last year, or the best internationally performing team, a team that went 3-3 in groups. Seemed like they got two upgrades, and it seemed like this team was going to be very exciting, fun to watch, and had the chance to even dominate North America. Obviously, they followed that up with an LCS lock-in tournament championship. But then the LCS season has started. They're 3-3 so far. They are just looking a little bit off, looking a little bit weird. It's leaving a lot of people scratching their heads, wondering what's going on. Why are they looking like this? When are they going to turn it around? And in today's video, we're going to be talking about something that might be a pretty large contributing factor to Team Liquid's struggles out of the gate so far. And maybe whether or not they have a solution for it. Maybe whether or not things are going to get better. We'll talk about all that. But before we get into that, I just want to mention real quick, if you guys have not already, take a second, real quick, smash that like button. I would appreciate it so much. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, helps me continue to grow my content, grow my channel. And if you want to support what I do here, it's one of the best ways, easiest ways to do that. And also it just lets me know what kind of guys, what kind of videos you guys like, so I know what to post more of, what to post less of, all that good stuff. So if you enjoy this, drop a like. Also subscribe to Dynamo latest content. We have a ton of awesome videos coming your way in the near future. We're one of the best sources on YouTube for League of Legends content, so you might as well subscribe. But that being said, let's get right into this. We're reacting to a Travis Gafford video. I know there's going to be someone in the comments, oh my god, Travis Gafford reaction channel. Yeah, I know. Hey, that's all we are. What you going to do? I would love to interview some people, but until I can interview some people, I just got to talk about the big quotes that are out there. Travis does an awesome job. If you guys have not already, go check him out. Travis Gafford YouTube channel. We're talking about tactical feeling burned out and why it's led to some poor performances and how TL is helping. So first, let's hear what Tactical has to say. Then I'll kind of talk about what's going on, give my thoughts and opinions. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below as well. We can have that little discussion about this. But let's hear what he has to say, because that's pretty concerning if it's week 2 of the LCS season and Tactical's feeling burned out. But let's hear him out first.
Well, there are some times throughout my career, sometimes it happened recently where it feels like I get burnt out kind of. I'm not sure why, but I think I'm someone who gets stressed or does not deal with stress really easily. And it actually happened last week. It was really bad for the third game of the weekend versus FlyQuest, I believe. I was kind of on autopilot the whole game, and I think ever since the lock-ins finished, my performance has not been great, what I'd like it to be. So after that lock-ins finished, I think I'm trying to pay more attention to my energy levels and then trying to make sure I'm more at the top of the game, because definitely overall recently all I say is I'm tired all the time compared to the beginning of lock-ins where I was coming fresh off the break and then I had more energy. But I think that's probably why my performance, or in my head my performance went down a little bit, or making random mistakes. So after that happened, I realized I have to make a change and maybe this will help me.
So a lot that he kind of threw at us there, and definitely a lot of stuff to talk about. So I wanted to start off just kind of saying that I hope he is all right. I hope, his mental health, everything is staying strong. Hopefully he's doing well. Best wishes out to him. I don't wish that on anyone. I hope he can turn things around. I hope he is okay. But at the end of the day, just in the terms of League of Legends, that is obviously some very concerning statements. And I will say first that it's not really unique what he is going through, especially the last 2 years, 2020, 2021. They have been extremely taxing, especially mentally on so many people. The pandemic, quarantine, all of this has had an insane impact on so many different people. People all over the world are feeling this right now. I know I felt it myself. I'm sure you guys have felt some of that as well. Less energy, more burnout, just feeling down. Social interactions hard. Living your normal life is hard. You've had to make insane changes to your life. So I can't even imagine what that is like in a pro esports athlete's career, where they already had one of the most stressful, crazy job schedules, everything in the world, and then you also had maybe all the fun stuff you had in other aspects of your life taken away from you. But as far as what Tactical is going through, he does talk about he's been trying to get some help for this. He's been talking to Team Liquid staff. He's been talking to people, trying to make some changes in life and everything, which I think is awesome. I'm glad he's been able to identify these things. Hopefully he can get these things under control. I'm rooting for him just for the sake of him, but Team Liquid fans, LCS fans, fans, just good people in general, definitely are rooting for him, hoping he can get these things under control. It's awesome that he has identified what's kind of going on, how he's feeling, and how he can make a change. But him and Travis talk about maybe where some of this stuff could be stemming from. And he talks about how League of Legends has been his life. It is everything he does. Obviously, it's his job, his profession, his career, but it's the only thing he does. He doesn't have any hobbies. He doesn't have, anything else that he does outside of the game. And obviously, you can start to see how this could become a huge, huge problem. He's talked about how he's starting to watch some Twitch streams more often, how he's starting to hang out with some friends more often, how he's starting to play some other games like Valorant and stuff more often. But I can absolutely see how if all he has been doing for the past couple of years of his life is play League of Legends, how eventually, whether you're getting bored or stressed or burned out or whatever, something is going to happen. That is not healthy. Even as a professional esports player trying to get to the highest level, yes, I get it. You want to think about the game all the time. You want to grind all the time. You think if I can just put in a couple more hours, a couple more games, blah, 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 blah. That is just not how anything works. I know people are going to say, oh, well, look at the Chinese players. Oh, look at the Korean players and their work ethic. Okay, well, it's fine. If some people are successful that way, great. I don't know if that is the best, the healthiest, whatever, or even the best for longevity in a career, but different players handle different things differently. And even when you look at like the top professional athletes and stuff in the world, your Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, LeBron James, Messi, Ronaldo, whoever your favorite guy is, Kobe, people who have been the best at stuff, and they seem like they've been absolutely insane at their craft and all about their thing, they still did other things. Like, I promise you, everyone else at the least has like a wife and kids or a girlfriend or friends to go and hang out with. Some people get into like gambling. Some people play golf. Some people work out. Like, to have nothing else going on except for your profession. I mean, even some people get into like entrepreneurial endeavors and businesses and side projects. You need to have hobbies. You need to have outlets. I mean, that's a story as old as time. So hopefully Tactical can begin to pick up some of these things. I know when I saw people talking about this on Twitter, everyone was like, yeah, it seems like he just needs to start working out, or he needs to just start going outside and hanging out with friends. Or, I mean, you have to have something else going on with your life, especially because some days you're going to have a bad day of scrims, you're going to have a bad day of league, or you're going to have a bad day where you're just feeling off, and you just need to, let out some steam or just do something else. So I hope Tactical does understand what's going on there. I hope he can find some things that do kind of, make things easier for him. But again, hearing that a guy is already burnt out 2 weeks into the season is not a good sign, but it does kind of maybe explain a little bit of why TL has been struggling. Now, it has not been just Tactical, but obviously having a player on your team who's just kind of autopiloting, going through the motions, can make things a lot more difficult. But it seems like a lot of other players on the team have kind of been autopiloting as well. There are obviously some factors at play, most notably the fact that there was the lock-in tournament to start the season. Team Liquid did not play the most games in the lock-in tournament. They played the second most. Cloud9 had the most, but they obviously played a lot of games at the beginning of the season, more than you would normally play at the beginning of the LCS season, since they had the round robin, then they had the knockout stage where they had to play a best of 3, 2 best of 5s. It was a lot of stuff at the beginning of the year, but on the flip side, you are just coming fresh off your offseason. Worlds was like in November. You had December. You had the beginning of January. Yeah, scrims and stuff started, and I'm sure people are grinding and everything. And, it's not the longest break in the world between Worlds and the start of the next season. But you're coming off your break and stuff right now. If you're not feeling good now, you are in trouble if you are Team Liquid, a team that is built to win the LCS. They're built around winning the LCS in mind, and that means going to MSI. And then if you win the LCS in the summer, that means going to World. You are not going to have much time off over the rest of the year, but you're also going to need to be performing at your peak, not only to meet your kind of domestic goals and achievements and mindsets, but to go and achieve internationally. You need to not only be playing your best, you need to be like ramping things up as the season's going on, and not be burning out in the second week, because right now you don't really have time to catch your breath, because guess what, you got a game the next week, and a game the next week, and a game the next week. Maybe they could try like letting him sit out a week, or take some days off practice or scrims or something like that. Maybe give him a little reset, because the spring regular season doesn't really matter that much as long as you're ready to go by the time the playoffs come around. But there are some different factors at stake. The other thing is, I believe, Team Liquid, they went 3-3 at Worlds. It got knocked out at group stages. I'm sure the players were really upset with that. I'm sure they were really motivated going into the offseason. I can't remember exactly if Tactical went to like Korea to go scrim or anything, but I know a lot of the people were playing a ton of solo queue. They were not scrimming a ton, but they were grinding a ton. And maybe that kind of started to eat into their offseason a little bit, where they didn't get the normal offseason that is definitely healthy to take and beneficial to take. So now they're kind of hitting that lull right now rather than like between spring and summer split. I don't really know, but obviously this was concerning on a lot of different levels. One, just for Tactical's overall health, well-being, everything that's going on with him. I hope he can figure things out. But then also for fans of Team Liquid, fans of the LCS, if you do think Team Liquid is the best North American team, we want to have a good representative at MSI, somebody that's going to be strong, ready to go, mentally prepared, mentally focused, performing their best, not somebody that, is maybe a little bit unreliable, a little bit not cut out. And if this is a problem that Tactical has been having previously and keeps coming up for him, like, as hard as it sounds, like that sucks, then this might not be the thing for him, because this is something that is gonna continually be putting that stress and pressure on you, but also requiring crazy times. And again, he's not the first person to ever deal with this. He's not the first esports athlete. He's not the first League of Legends player to ever deal with this stuff. People have figured out ways to maybe make it a little easier, to handle. There's a million different strategies and ways, but identifying the problem is definitely the first thing. Hopefully Tactical can start to figure some of that stuff out. When we take a look at what's actually going on with Team Liquid, again, they are right now sitting at 3-3. It's not all Tactical's fault. He has not been playing amazingly, but Team Liquid has had a ton of issues. But again, him not being fully there could be contributing to some of their issues. It has been a weirdly strange, slow start to the season for Liquid, especially after winning the lock-in tournament. They are now sitting at 3-3. They are tied for 5th. Their upcoming schedule this weekend consists of their first game against Golden Guardians, who right now has the worst record in the league, so hopefully they'll be able to take that one down. But then they have games against Evil Geniuses and Cloud9, so this will be a very difficult week for Team Liquid. And if they're not ready to go, if they're not ready, and fully mentally prepared, ready to win these games, then they could end up, sitting 4-5 halfway through the spring split, and that would be a really concerning position to be in, especially after this is the team that struggled in the spring split of last season, and then especially after winning the lock-in tournament and already proven that you have the potential and talent to be the best team in the LCS, sitting at like 5th place, 6th place halfway through the season. That would not be a very good look. So for the sake of Team Liquid fans, hopefully Tactical is ready to go. Hopefully they're ready to, perform, because they have a big, tough week ahead of them. And also having 3 games per weekend, that can't be good in terms of like grinding and burnout and everything too. So there is a lot of different things at play. It's not unique what he's going through, but he does need to figure out something to kind of cope with all this stuff, because it's not going anywhere. It's a problem that's going to keep coming up, but I did just want to get my thoughts and opinions on this issue out to you guys. That is pretty much it for this video today. Definitely drop a like if you enjoyed it. I would appreciate it so much. It really does help me out. Leave a comment down below. What do you think about this situation? Are you concerned for Tactical? Do you think he's going to be able to figure it out? Is this a big issue? Are we blowing it out of control, out of proportions? I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to stay up to date on the latest content. Hopefully I catch you guys in the next one. But until then, peace!